What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome back to the Hargests on Deck podcast. I'm Brandon.
I'm Ashley.
And we're back with episode 7.
Episode 7.
Thank you for joining us.
Siete.
That's right.
That means 7 in Spanish.
Good job.
Thank you.
Is that your homeschool mom coming out?
Well, I took Spanish in public high school, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just randomly throwing things out there.
Actually, no. I started taking Spanish when I homeschooled. I had a private Spanish teacher, actually. Forgot about that. Yeah. Yep.
A private Spanish teacher.
Yeah, sometimes we'd go to her house, sometimes she'd come to our house, and we went to Mexico on a little field trip. But that was a big field trip.
That's
normally
a big
field trips
field
are like
trip.
to the farm.
But that was also when you were living in Texas, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like you were too far from Mexico there.
Mrs. Tarin, she was the best, and she would make us the most amazing Mexican food I've ever had in my entire life.
So
She'd make sopapillas, homemade tortillas. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
So like, I can't think of like who my Spanish teacher was in school, and you
she
guys
left
had
an imprint.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I've tried finding her on the socials, and I can't find her. So
That's amazing.
I don't know, Mrs. Tarin, if you're out there, if you're watching this, let me know. We'll connect.
That's amazing.
Anyways, I don't know why we started talking about that.
But because
I learned a lot from her.
Did you?
You
learned more than the number 7.
I did learn more than siete. Yes, and then I took Spanish again in high school.
Oh, okay. Because you were a little rusty and you wanted to, or was it because you knew so much that you wanted to,
just wanted
to wow everybody?
Nah, not so much.
You know how some people will they'll take like a beginner's class on something they're really good at just because they want to impress somebody.
No, I had lost
movies?
some of it by once we moved here and I was in public school, so it was a lot of reviewing. And anyways, now I don't remember much.
I took Spanish
but I remember siete.
Multiple years, and I don't remember much either. I honestly, 7's probably it for me. That's not true. I know.
I could hear someone speak Spanish and like pretty much put together what they're saying, but I couldn't speak it.
I know what you mean. So you could go to another country and somewhat understand what someone's saying. You just could not converse with them.
Yep, that exactly.
It's okay. It's okay. That's why we have technology.
Yeah.
Your phone can actually listen to somebody speaking a different language and then translate it for you. It's pretty crazy.
Amazing.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. We just like to jump straight into things.
Yeah,
and,
I don't know how that happened, but
nothing new we're talking about today. But that's how life goes
you learn
on
all kinds
this
of things
podcast.
On this podcast,
Yes,
Spanish included.
Correct. We are in all places. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for seeing us and looking at us on the visual.
Thanks
formats.
for looking at us.
But we also have this on audio only formats as well. So make sure you check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else that you get podcasts. If it's not there and you want it to be there, just let us know and we'll make sure we fix that.
Yeah.
Although it's usually those two are the main ones. But
we're nowhere else to be found.
No, we're in some places. Okay. A couple of the random places. You never know. You never know.
We just
so many options.
Pop up where you least expect it.
And if this is your first time joining our channel, welcome. This is basically a podcast from a perspective of a husband and wife who've been married for many years, high school sweethearts, and we just talk about all kinds of stuff. Anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Our life.
Our lives.
We share a lot of personal stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like my Spanish teacher. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Just like...
Way to come strong with that one.
Yeah, just wanted to give you a glimpse of what this channel is like. Never know what you're going to get.
You don't. How was your day? How was your week?
My week. Or my weekend.
Yeah, I guess so.
Week.
Well, we usually do these. It's been a week. Yeah, because we do these podcasts once a week.
You're right.
How's your past week been?
It was good. We, homeschooling takes up the majority of the weekdays. So we, once the school day is over, I'm like making dinner, cleaning up from the day, and then already getting things ready for the next school day. But we have like a schedule and we've been sticking to it.
Good
and
job.
I'm so not like a schedule person. I feel like I used to try to be, but just because life and just with how I always feel, it's like always survival mode, I feel like. So I'm just not like
I'm very
stick
impressed.
to a schedule, but like we've been sticking to it. The boys know the schedule.
Yes.
And so they know exactly what to do when they first wake up. They get their chores done, and they know like at what time we're supposed to be doing what. And yeah, it's helped things go smoother. So that is what my week is like, is pretty much homeschooling.
Yes. So I'm very impressed.
I just am here to impress you.
Because
So
it was just, are we holding hands now?
we're holding hands.
I'm just going to say, you're right. The schedule thing. It's funny for those parents out there like, are you serious? You have 3 kids and you haven't had a schedule yet? What is going on?
No, I mean, we
have schedules.
We have rules in this house, people. Aren't
It's
we?
just, I will say,
But like
I've
sticking
seen.
to an hourly, like this is like at this time we wake up.
Yeah, like a
at
real
this
school.
time- yeah, like, yeah. So
And it's been awesome because this is what, week 3 we're in?
yeah, I think so.
Week 3, week 4? I don't remember now. It's
I
blurring
think
together.
This is the 3rd week.
Wow, it's almost been a month
That's
of school.
crazy. I know.
Wow. But it's going great. Yeah, the kids seem to be sticking with it, and they seem to be excited from what I can see, what I can hear.
Yeah.
It's been nice. You're trying to do 3 kids at one time, all different ages. So
Yes, but like I've said before,
challenging.
my mom comes a few days a week to help, and I couldn't do it without her. And this Friday, we're having a special little homeschool day because we're having the baby cousins join us for school.
Fancy.
And we're so excited. The boys are so excited.
Yes, they are.
So we're going to do some like fun little activities with our nieces are coming. So
we have nieces
I know.
now.
my brother and his wife have a little girl.
Yes.
And his sister and her husband have a little girl, and they're like
about
a couple months apart.
A little less than 2
than
months
2 months.
apart. Yeah. Which is
So
awesome.
yeah, so they're gonna come over on Friday for school, and we have a few little fun things planned. So
I'm
that's gonna be
excited.
a fun day.
I'm excited for you guys. The boys are going to have a lot of fun because constantly they want to hang out with their baby cousins because this is the first cousins that like that. Well, like close cousins that are immediate.
Yeah, first cousins.
First cousins, yes.
That's what it's
Couldn't
called.
think of the name. This is their first cousins they've ever had, and we're the only ones. We were at before a year ago, the only ones on both sides of the family that had kids, and so our kids are very excited to get to hang out with
They're
them.
quite obsessed with their little cousins.
And they constantly, Beckham especially, every time like we pray, he's constantly praying for a little baby girl. A girl baby.
Girl baby is what he said.
He wants another baby, and it's just so funny because they
want a
definitely love
sister
him.
because
they do.
they love their
nieces.
so much.
Yes.
They're cousins. Our nieces.
Sorry. See, it's funny because you paused and I was like, oh, it's nieces. Like you forgot the word. No, it was me. That was my bad. Sorry. But that's good. I'm glad that homeschooling is going well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember much of the week, honestly. It just flies by.
Well, you worked and we did school.
We did.
That was a lot of the
it.
week.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we did do something fun for the weekend. I know I mentioned this in a podcast earlier because this happens monthly, but we had another event on Saturday where I got to go and lead a bunch of young guys and girls in a ministry we've been doing called Warriors Gaming, which is essentially a group of kids get together and we play video games and hang out and have a good time. It's a good way for these kids to have a positive role model in their lives and have relationships they can build upon with like-minded kids. They're interested in the same kinds of things, like the same kinds of games, and so it's really fun to get to play together and talk about Jesus. So it's really cool. We did that on Saturday, and I actually led this one, and we had a lot of fun there. So good stuff. We had we do this every month, and I look forward to the next one.
The boys love it.
Yes, that's right.
They have
the boys
so much fun because they get to go join.
They do, and they get to hang out with all these. I think the kids are usually somewhere around like 10 to 16 or so, like in that age range. And so our kids love it because they're hanging out with all these older kids. They're like, oh, this is awesome, getting to play video games with older kids, and they just feel like part of the crew, which is awesome. So but yeah, like I said, we do this monthly, and they've done this now I think a few times with our group, and yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. So that was Saturday. Sunday
we had church.
We
went out to eat with
most of the family.
Yeah, lots of the family. We go to church with a lot of siblings. And a lot of my siblings go to the same church, and we all went out to eat together, so that was fun.
It was a lot of fun until I started choking on my food.
Yes.
That was not fun. But yeah, I have a weird thing. Like, I don't know if I'm bringing that up now or not, but I've had this weird issue with my throat where I choke on food. It's super, super weird. But had one of those reactions to the food. That was no fun. But other than that, we came back and we were going to shoot this podcast yesterday, Sunday, and we were just wiped out. We're like, we can't do it. We'll postpone it. So I actually spent all day in the garage building. I said I was tired to not shoot a video, and here I am doing a lot more manual labor. I'm building built-ins in my office. I think I mentioned it last time. I'm so close. I've got all the lumber all cut. We're just assembling the last little bit, and hopefully, I'm hoping by next week it'll be done. So yeah.
I feel like you skipped over your thing that you
I know, it was awkward. I was talking about people are like, you choke on food.
You just have this thing where you choke.
No, okay,
I feel like
so
you should elaborate.
I can elaborate on
because...
that. Well, I was trying to decide what's topic for conversation.
Hey, we talk about my problems.
I know. Okay, so I have this thing where I choke on food. It's called EOE, or esophiliac esophagitis.
Not good.
It's not great. My throat, my esophagus closes up, and food gets stuck in my throat, which is really not ideal. And it is due to food allergies, which I found out. So I'm allergic to all kinds of stuff now, which is no fun. Dairy or cow's milk being the number one issue. And then pretty much everything. I remember when I first got the diagnosis, they took they did the endoscopy, where they stick the scope down my throat, did a biopsy, and tried to figure out what was going on.
Were you asleep for that?
I was asleep for that. In fact, if you guys are familiar with our other YouTube channel, the Hargests, which was a family vlog, we have a couple of videos out there.
Rest in peace.
Yes, I know. We still have some stuff up there, but we have a video of me waking up from one of those procedures where I was on anesthesia.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was not fun for me.
Fun for me.
Yes. Anyway. So yes, they did an endoscopy, they did a biopsy, basically to figure out what was going on. They determined it was food allergies, and then they went to, a week or so later, went to test what I'm allergic to. Well, I'm allergic to pretty much everything. I know I said cow's milk is the most, or is the highest thing on that list, but I honestly can't remember all the things on the list.
Corn, beef, broccoli.
Wheat was like number 2.
Yeah.
And then, potatoes, like, is it corn, broccoli, mustard of all things, but I still eat mustard.
I said beef, right?
Technically, beef was on the list, but it was lower. I eat beef. I eat meat.
Well, you eat everything on the list.
I do eat it, yeah. So certain things affect me more than others. So I'm not the best patient at that, because when they first called to tell me, I was at work, and I remember them saying, they gave me the list on the phone, and I'm like, is that the list of things that I can eat or can't? I literally was like, you might as well just tell me what I can eat, because you just listed everything. Yeah. I think soy was on there. Like, every alternative to things you can eat was also on the list. So egg whites, not yolks, just whites. I don't know.
You can throw back those yolks, man.
Yeah. So long story short, the more I eat these foods, the worse it gets for my esophagus, my throat.
It slowly closes.
It slowly closes,
and
yes.
then you have to go in and get it stretched.
I do. I haven't had it stretched in a while, because one of the things they told me to do is take Nexium, which is a little scary, because Nexium, it's like a heartburn medicine, but it's supposed to be like a 14-day treatment, like a whole thing is 14 days and that's it. And on the box it says, don't take any more than 14 days. Yeah.
We said, what happens with the or else?
Yeah.
What happens after that?
The doctor's like, no worries, just keep taking it. I've been taking it every day almost for like the past 8 years. So I'm like, oh, that's not great. But yeah. Anyway,
if you stop taking it,
if I
it's
stop
not
taking it,
good.
so that's the thing too, is I will say that does help. It does seem to help because I was
You
at the
choke
point.
less.
I do choke less. I was at the point. I remember when we were getting married, and on my bachelor party, we went to Chili's, and
Fun. I don't know if I remember y'all went to Chili's.
Do we talk about the bachelor party or the wedding days, or is that another podcast? I feel like there's a lot of stories from that.
Oh, like the
That was
bachelor and
fun.
bachelorette?
Yes, there was a lot of fun that happened there. That's like a whole topic for a thing. Should we save that, or should we talk about it now? We've got stuff to talk about now.
Yeah, we can talk
let's say
about
that's
like
a teaser for a
bachelor,
future.
bachelorette,
We'll do that
wedding
another
day,
time.
honeymoon,
You know what?
all that.
This is perfect because I'm actually going to a bachelor party this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll just loop it in. You know what? We're already
Perfect.
planning ahead for you guys. Teaser for next
Perfect.
time. But I will say in a little bit of that, we went to Chili's, and that was one of the earlier times I remember starting to choke on food. I had to go to the bathroom 3 different times because I thought I was dying. I was choking on the food, had to try and throw it up. And I remember that was one of the earliest times I remember. And from then on, I just remember it always being a thing until finally Ashley convinced me to go to the doctor and have a doctor look at what was going on to see what we could do to fix it. And that's when we found out the food allergies and stuff. And yeah, it's
I said there
scary.
are these people, we'll call them professionals.
Yeah, I know.
And they help.
They
help
They
us.
did.
They're there to help.
Yes. So
And we should go see what one of them says.
When I take the Nexium pretty consistently, I don't have this issue. But when I run out of the medicine and I don't replenish it right away, or sometimes I'll feel like, you know what? Maybe my body's different now. Maybe I'll be okay and I'll stop taking it for a few weeks. Then it comes right back and I start choking on food. So long story short, very long story.
We had a very scary experience on our second anniversary trip, which we can go into that when we talk maybe about.
You just so many teasers on this. I like it.
You just have to keep coming back, guys.
I know.
Right?
But that was a scary experience because that was one
that was
where
the scariest.
That was the scariest. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Wow. I just cliffhangers left and right, guys. I'm sorry. We have some fun stuff to talk about.
Next week.
Yes. But anyway, that was it. I'm good now. Successfully dislodged the food from my throat on Sunday. So that was our weekend.
Your leftovers are still in the fridge because
he
only took 2 bites of it.
I only had 2 bites of that because I had to keep trying to figure out my throat. So yeah, let's see if I can try it again. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck again. That'd be bad.
So, Brandon.
Yes, Ashley.
I was getting dressed yesterday.
I'm glad.
For church.
That's a good thing.
Yes. And I was putting on some shoes, and it made me think, if I wasn't the rebellious type and I lived by this rule, this would be the last. I could only wear these shoes for 1 more week. Why, you ask?
Yes, I was about to ask why.
Okay. Because there is an unspoken rule that you are no longer able to wear white shoes after Labor Day, which is next week. And I was putting on some white shoes, and I don't go by that because I don't get it. I want to wear some white shoes. But then it got me thinking, first off, who came up with that?
Yeah, that's
How
a good
did
point.
it stick? Why? And what other unspoken rules are there out there? Because there are
actually a lot of rules.
That it's where did that start? But people just live by it.
That's true. That's a good question.
So, yeah.
I wouldn't go back to
Tell
this.
me your thoughts.
Yes, the don't wear white after Labor Day. Here's my question, because that's always been a thing that everybody has said or that you hear. Maybe not nowadays in this generation, but it's always been a thing back when we were younger. What day or when is it where you can wear it? Because every day is after Labor Day, if you think about it.
Wow,
except for Labor
deep.
Day. Because
I never thought about that.
after Labor Day, you can't wear white. But what day can you wear white? Like,
well,
what is it like?
In springtime, I think they
So
say you can bring it back.
You can bring it back in springtime.
But now there's such thing, they call it winter white.
Well,
so
because
that's
there's
confusing.
snow.
Yeah.
That's
but
after Labor Day.
I don't think the no white after. Wait, is it? Hold on. I don't think it's white. I think it's white shoes and
I thought it was white pants.
Is it shoes and bottoms?
I didn't know it was shoes. I thought it was white pants.
Oh.
I mean, they don't say don't wear white pants after Labor Day. They just say don't wear white. I thought it was referring to pants. Because a lot, so people have white pants, white jeans and stuff.
I don't know.
That feels very patriot,
but
very
also,
like
you hear
4th of July. I feel like people wear like red, white, and blue or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe.
And that's obviously before Labor Day. I'm just saying, why would people wear white jeans? I don't know. My mom wears white jeans sometimes. I remember.
Does she wear them after Labor Day?
I remember saying I remember joking about that back in the day. I don't know if she still has them.
Well, maybe it's not shoes. I thought it was like.
Well, you said shoes. I'm like.
Shoes and bottom wear.
Bottom wear.
Pants or,
That sounded really weird.
Other things.
You could have said that better.
Bottom wear.
Bottom wear.
There's shorts or skirts or,
I don't know because
things.
what is the purpose behind it? Why?
Well, I guess
Do you know
because there's like a deeper color palette for the fall and
That's
winter.
why?
Like people dress in darker clothes.
That's
nail color changes. Like you wear more
not...
vibrant colors in the spring and summer.
Spring and winter.
And then fall and winter, people wear darker
But
colors.
that's a choice. That's like, but
Yes.
when they say don't do it, they're saying don't because of
No, but people also wear black nails in the summer. So I don't think people live by any of that.
No, absolutely. I think this is.
But it's
a good thing to think about because there are a lot of unspoken rules that people do stick to.
Yeah.
I think the don't wear white for Labor Day is like it's a gateway unspoken rule. It's what gets you to the next ones, the ones that are really the ones people stick to because people don't really stick to that one.
Well,
I will say.
I don't think people stick to it, but I think you do see deeper colors in the fall and winter.
Sure. But I don't think it's because...
Or on the, clothes and the nails.
I don't think it's because they're sticking to the rule, though. I think it's just because it's fall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like that rule seems so, restrictive.
Yeah. Do any of
don't
you
do it.
Stick to that?
I will say one thing
Labor
you don't wear white to, though.
Yeah. Tell me.
You don't wear white to a wedding.
You don't.
That is an unspoken rule.
Girl.
If you show up to a wedding and you are not the bride, you best not be wearing white. That's all I'm saying because what is the reason behind that? Is it because people are saying, oh, you're taking attention off the bride?
The bride is
because the bride's wearing white.
Yeah.
So if you've shown up wearing white, it's like, oh, you just want the attention on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that one is absolutely.
I still think people
accurate.
do wear white though to weddings.
Do they?
Yeah.
If you've worn white to a wedding and you didn't realize that you were stealing
it.
attention from the bride, shame on you. Have you ever worn white to a wedding? Or have you been conscious about that? Have you?
Oh, I know for sure.
Have you put something on and realized, oh, I can't wear this. It's white.
Yeah, I've never worn white to a wedding.
So you knew when you were going into it, I'm not even going
to. I feel like
try this.
It's fine.
You think it's fine?
I've not really thought if I don't know.
What if it was like a white dress?
Like a wedding dress.
What if it was a white dress? Because that's the thing. Is what it's funny to me. It's like, do you think people are going to get confused on who the bride is? I feel like if you're going to someone's wedding,
if Grandma Betty's wearing white, they're not going to be confused.
I'm just saying, anybody's wearing. If some random person in there, I don't think the people going to the wedding are like, oh wait, which one is it? I don't know. I just feel like it's not. You're not going to get confused on who it is. It'd just be more of a.
The bride stands out in the white, so you kind of
you just want to let her light shine, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's don't wear white for Labor Day. Don't wear white to a wedding. Is there anything else that
or
you?
A funeral?
You can't wear white to a funeral?
Well, I don't know. People
just wear black to a funeral. I feel like.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. In every movie you watch,
everyone's in black.
Everyone's all black.
But in real life, not everyone's
not
in
everybody
black.
Does. I feel like not everything you see in movies is real.
Really?
I'm joking.
Are you serious?
Oh, now you're okay. You had me there for a second.
I thought they were real.
I was playing
All of
that
them.
joke on you, and then you somehow
I thought
turned
they
it
were
around.
all real, and I believe everything I read on the internet. So
Yeah, there you go. All right, what other unspoken rules are there? There's a lot.
there are.
I feel like that's what we should do. We should like talk about that, see what all are out there, and
I know they're interesting.
What are some
And
that
if
are?
we've broken them,
Oh yeah. So you haven't broken any of those so far.
right after Labor Day for sure.
Okay. Yes, but that is a like I said, that's like a basic.
I believe in that winter white.
That is again, but again, it goes back to when is the cutoff time? When can you wear it again?
Springtime.
We're done talking about that one. That one's a terrible rule.
I have not worn white to a wedding, and I've not worn white to a funeral.
I still don't get that. I don't think that one's an
Okay,
unspoken
maybe
rule.
that's not a thing.
All right,
I think
here's
I was
one.
mainly thinking about in movies, everyone wears black.
Here's
to a
an
funeral.
unspoken rule that you will not understand.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe you will. Guys, if there are any guys out there watching, what is the one thing that you don't do when you go into a restroom and you have to go to the bathroom? Go number one. You go to the urinal. What is the one thing that you
What
do
don't you
not
do?
do? Well, actually, it's
so
funny.
intrigued.
I thought it was. I actually got. I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought everybody knew this.
You had some guys weigh in, huh?
I had some guys weigh in on this because I asked a couple guys, and I was kind of surprised that I thought every guy would have the same answer. I mean, there was even an iPhone app in the early days of the App Store. I remember it. I wish I could remember the name. It was something like some kind of like P quiz or something. It was like
What?
something juvenile, but it was essentially like
You had that app?
I did. The App Store at the early stages
Did this
of the
cost
App
you
Store.
money?
No, I still don't spend money on apps today. Are you kidding me?
What do
It's
you
99
do?
cents. I'm
What
like,
do you
oh,
do on it?
please. It's like that Drake
Is it a game?
meme. No, it was a little quiz.
Oh.
But like whenever paid and free apps, by the way, that little Drake meme where it's like, he does like what was that music video he had where he's dancing and it's like, paid apps and I do the hands like, no, thank you.
I don't
Free
know that
apps.
one.
And I'm like, yeah. You don't know that meme? No. Oh my goodness. I just explained it for people who are not watching. I'm going to throw it up on YouTube. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. Editor version of me later.
How tired
Think
are you
about
editing this
exactly. If you don't know that meme, where are you in your meme game?
Not there.
I guess not.
I don't know any
Anyway.
memes actually.
Shocking.
I'm not up with the
Let's
times.
get back to the urinal question
right.
here. So there was an app, early stages of the App Store. There were all kinds. There was an app out there that cost $1,000, and it was just called the most expensive app ever. And all it was a picture of like some jewel or something. And it was there just because if you own that app, you could have bragging rights to say, I have so much money. I spent
So how
$1,000.
many people owned it?
I have no idea, but that's the kind of quality of apps that were out there.
Dave Ramsey would not approve of that.
I'm just saying the apps, the quality of apps when it first came out, the App Store first came out, was not the best. So anyway, this was a little quiz, like a 30-question quiz, and it would show you a row of urinals, and it would ask you which urinal is the one you choose. When you walk into it, and it showed where the door was, it showed how many urinals there were, and the questions got progressively harder and harder with when there's nobody in there and there's only 3 urinals to like, oh, there's 7 urinals and there's 3 people at the urinals. Which one do you choose? Long story short, guys, which urinal do you pick when you go into a bathroom?
Choose wisely.
And really, and when I explained this to some guys, I explained it too complicated. It was too much. If there's 3 urinals in there, which one do you choose? Well, it depends on if there's somebody in there. But really, you choose the one furthest away. You don't want to pick the middle one, because if you pick the middle of the 3 urinals and someone comes in, they're going to be standing next to you on either side, one way or the other. But if you pick the farthest one from the door or the closest one, at least you have a buffer in between you where the person that walks in after you could go to one that gives you some separation. That is the unwritten rule of the men's restroom and urinals. You don't stand next to a man at the urinal.
I won't.
Unless you're crazy. But that is the thing.
Interesting.
It is an unspoken
I don't think it's
rule.
that complicated in the women's bathrooms.
Well, it's because you guys have stalls and like couches and perfume stations and stuff. I feel like is that
Wow,
is that
I've not
is that
been
a thing?
in that fancy of
I feel like
bathrooms, I guess.
Again, going back to movies and TV shows, I feel like every time they talk about a woman's restroom or something, or just restrooms in general, the guy's restroom is always just like gross and dingy, and the women's restroom is always like nice and pretty, and there's couches and the ladies just sit there and talk and it's just a hangout area, I feel like. But that's not true, is it?
I don't go to that fancy of places, so I have not seen these places. But
so you're saying,
I bet they
exist.
You're
saying that the truck stops.
I've seen people, girls take like pictures of elaborate bathrooms. I'm like, where are you?
I'm just saying.
I just go to the ones that just have a lineup of stalls.
Well, I will say, speaking of restrooms, which I did not think we'd be talking about this for this long.
Wow, we're really desperate.
Yes.
For conversation.
There is. I will say it always seems to happen when you're at like some event or something where the guy, or even just like, a busy store or something, there's always a line out the door for a girl's restroom. And the guy's restroom, I mean, in and out. And at that time, if there wouldn't be a line. Unless you're sticking to this unspoken rule too much. If you're like, I'm not gonna go in this one, you gotta throw that rule out the window. If there's a line, you just gotta go to whatever urinal's available.
So you have gone next to someone.
Oh, absolutely. If you have to,
desperate times,
you have to. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you have a choice, do not choose a middle urinal because you're just asking for trouble there. I mean,
you're asking for a friend.
Or,
you might make a new friend.
You know what's really crazy is if there are multiple urinals and you pick one, you're by yourself, you pick one, and someone comes in and they decide to stand right next to you and there's like 10 urinals open. That's frustrating.
They're looking for a friend.
I'm sorry. I'm not here to make friends in a bathroom.
Walked out of that door without saying hello.
I mean, it's just awkward, okay? I feel like it's an unspoken rule. Anybody would agree.
One time, I walked into the bathroom and I thought, that's so weird. There's a urinal in here. Well, I was so confused.
And it wasn't like a family restroom that had...
No.
Like,
it was a women's bathroom. I was like... How'd that get there? And then a man walked in and I said, well, that's weird.
And
yes, I
so
know.
The urinal was not a giveaway.
That was not enough. Not enough for this guy anyway. So I thought that was very strange. And then a man walked in and I said, this is not adding up.
Wow. So you were in the wrong restroom.
I immediately looked down, did not look him in the eye, walked straight out and across the hall to where there were not urinals, but there were just stalls.
And the couches. The perfume stations.
Perfume stations, all the things.
Wow, you just...
I was in the wrong place.
We're not paying attention.
It didn't even click when I saw the urinal. I just thought, that's weird. I've not seen that.
That's hilarious.
And then...
You need to be more observant. That's what I got from that story.
Maybe I just had a lot on my mind.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
All right, so we've talked about bathrooms way too much. What's another unspoken rule? What's out there? I've got one.
Tell me.
You're at the dinner table.
Yeah.
And someone says, could you pass the salt? What do? Do you just hand them the salt? Or... is the unspoken rule where you have to marry the salt and pepper and hand it down the table. You got to hand them both. If someone says, I want the pepper, you also include the salt.
That's a thing.
That is a thing.
I have to say, if someone asks me for the salt, I pass them the salt.
So
if they wanted salt and pepper, they would ask for salt and pepper.
You just do one. You don't do both.
No, because now they have two. What am I going to do with this? I didn't want that.
They might want it. You don't know. Or better yet, what if they say, pass the salt, please? Hopefully they say, please. And you pass the salt, and then they're like, oh, also the pepper too. So now you're doing double the amount of work when you could have just scooped it up.
It's not that much work. I've never married the two without someone asking for a ceremony.
So you have not done that ever. I think the reason why it is a thing.
Just do what I'm told.
I think it's a thing because I think they don't want to lose them on the table. So if they're always together.
Lose them on the table. Is it that big of a table?
Depends on where you're eating.
Wow.
I'm just
You're
saying.
eating at fancy places with these
It's
big old tables.
These aren't rules that were just made up right now. They could have come from many generations of people eating at grand tables. Who knows? You never know. I'm just saying. That's one.
Didn't know about that one.
That's another one. If you're in an office or a public place that has a kitchen, don't heat up popcorn or like fish, because it is not going to smell good. And I think that's definitely, if you're in a work environment, no one wants to smell your stinky fish in the office.
The fish I get, but I love the smell of popcorn.
But if you burn it, because most people don't know how to cook popcorn.
Well,
popcorn?
that's another issue
popcorn.
then.
If you don't know how to pop popcorn and you burn it, it's going to stink for a long time. And a lot of times, it's funny. You may pop a lot at your house and you may be really good at it, but that microwave at the office...
Pop a lot at your house.
I'm just saying that microwave at the office, you're not familiar with. And
some of them
you may not know
run a little hot.
The cook times that you need, and most often you have burnt popcorn that lasts forever in the office. So any kind of food stuff like that, I feel like.
Well, my sister has me on this whole not using a microwave thing. So
yes, thank you, Lindsay. She's
a dietitian, and when she tells me things.
I know, and it's one of those. It's one of those things for the rest of the people in the house. We can't do that.
Stuff up.
Of course I do, because I'm a normal person.
Me and the boys.
We have an appliance that we can. We have something that can heat something up in 30 seconds.
You can do something real quick on the stovetop or the oven.
And I have to then now wash a pot in a pan. And all that business, no thank you. I can just throw something in the microwave and bing, it's done. That's literally why the invention was created, is to make life easier. But no, we don't get to use our microwave a ton, especially not for the kids. Ashley is like, oh no, can't use the microwave for the boys. Don't heat their stuff up in the microwave. And sometimes the kids are like, wait, why is Daddy using that thing? Well, because Daddy
that thing, they don't even know what it's called.
Daddy is just using his resources. I blame Lindsay too. It's yes. What else can we not use? Can we not use our refrigerator? Do we need to keep stuff out in the outside when it's cold just to is there something going on there? I'm kind of joking, but kind of not. Just say it.
Non-stick pans, that's a whole other thing.
Non-stick pans are out the window. But I will say, in defense of that, I understand them a little bit.
When they get like
yes, because we've had pans that have lasted too long and scratches, and then the flakes of that stuff is in your food. Good. I understand that, but just don't let it get to that point. That's my thought. I am serious. Like, at what point do we just stop using our entire kitchen because everything's bad for you?
No, it's just a microwave.
It's just a microwave. You say it's just a microwave. You never know.
But you use it. That's just me.
I do for myself on certain things. I can't use it when I'm helping with, the kids and stuff.
Desperate times, we do, if we have to. If there's...
Yeah, and you are just not enjoying that too. You're like, oh, just like 15 seconds. Yes. Microwaves.
Anyways,
that's not even an unspoken rule. That's just a thing. That's a thing. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm not really that bitter. I don't really care.
Take it up with her.
It doesn't impact me that much.
When she tells me things, I can't unhear it. And yeah. Anyways.
All right. So there's food stuff. What else? I know one. If there's only one thing left of something, like a piece of gum or the last cookie, don't take it.
Absolutely
don't take it.
Rude.
That is an unspoken rule, and a lot of time. And I will say, you and your whole family are really good at that. There will be something that is left. There's one thing left, and nobody in the family wants to take it.
Do not touch it. It will go in the trash.
It is literally that. I honestly, that sounds crazy, but it is more likely to go. It'll sit there the whole night, even though most people will probably want it. It'll probably sit there because nobody is brave enough to take it, or everybody's too nice to say no. I'll leave it for somebody else. It has happened more often than not, but that is rude. I mean, you don't ask for somebody's gum or something when they have one piece left. It's like, let's get your own. That's rude. But of course, if somebody were to ask you.
Wait, are you talking about asking for gum or just taking like off a plate the last thing? I thought you were meaning.
There's multiple things. I used multiple examples. Okay. You got to keep up here.
But I said probably don't know how much gum someone has.
I'm just saying if somebody has, okay, I'll throw a little curveball in there. Someone gets some gum, although this goes back to the other thing. Don't eat something in front of someone without offering it. But if somebody pulls out a pack of gum and they eat one, they only have one left, are they not going to pull it out because they don't want to have to share? Or two, are you going to be the one that asks for that last piece of gum? That's double.
I'm not.
Both those.
I'm not asking for it.
That's a lose-lose situation right there. So the gum's probably just staying packed away, most likely.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you can't get it out and eat in front of them without offering their last piece.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Did I confuse you on that? Because I feel like
no, I wasn't gonna make sense with what I was about to say.
So you just decided we'll just
save
often.
That. We think ahead and then we stop ourselves.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't always think ahead, and then I just stop in the middle, and I'm like, well, that didn't go as planned. So.
But okay, so there's don't take something at the last of somebody's. There was something else too. What?
Well, there's something with like babysitting when you babysit, and my sister, like all my sister,
two of my sisters.
We all agreed on this, that it's such a thing. So when you're babysitting, the family always says, like help yourself to eat whatever, or, eat with the kids and whatever.
Yeah.
But you never take, if there is only one of something left, you do not take it, and you do not open something that's not been open.
Well, I was going to say that first thing was absolutely the one we just talked about before that. But I'm glad you followed up with a second one that was actually, because I was going to give you a hard time just now, like, where were you in the past 3 minutes?
Yeah.
But no, you're right. You're right. It is you're saying in the context of
your only options
somebody else's house.
It's already been opened.
Yes.
And there's plenty. And I said only one left. No, I wouldn't even take it if there's like
three
left. No, there has to be
What's the number? And are you talking about like a fruit snack or something, or a bag of chips?
It's like it will never be missed. Like they'll never know it was, even though they say.
So okay,
take whatever, but there's got to be a lot.
You're
left.
saying that you're babysitting for somebody, and they say eat whatever you want to, and there's delicious desserts, fruit snacks, if you will, or something like that, and there's a box of them, and they're all just like sticking up in the box or whatever, and there's too many to count. You'll take them because they won't miss one.
Sure, absolutely.
But if there are 3 left,
yeah, no, because then there's only 2 left.
If you can look at it, and know how many are there visibly, you won't take one.
Absolutely, yeah, I won't.
Even if they said eat whatever you want, please, you aren't going to do that.
No, yeah, and
I get the last one. I
don't know why I said that, because that's for sure. You don't ever do that, but that's not what I'm talking about. You don't take it if there's a few left. I mean, there's got to be almost all of it left.
I may take one if there's like 3 left. I will not take the last one.
That's the difference between us.
Yeah, you're suffering. I'm just saying, like, they've told you can have one. So you just like to suffer, pretty much.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just, oh well.
Let us know in the comments what you guys relate to with any of this.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things here that I didn't realize the extent.
Yeah, we love you either way, wherever you stand. We love you.
I'm talking about you.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yes, you too.
I'm talking to them.
Yes. Let's do a few more. What else can you think of? Oh, I know. If you are borrowing something, at least if you've borrowed something from somebody a few times, it's probably time to get your own. That is one where we actually...
Did we break that rule?
We might have broken it, but not really. Well, we didn't break it so much.
Sorry, John.
We actually ended up doing it.
Okay.
We followed the rule. Early on the Hargests on Deck YouTube channel that you are maybe watching this on right now, early on, our first few videos, we were borrowing mics. Actually, these very same mics here. Not these, but the same model of mic for our early episodes from a buddy of mine, John. Go check out his channel. He does a guitar channel. Ike guitar. So
quite the guitarist.
yes,
Guitarist.
super awesome guy. Very, very, very gracious. Lent us his microphones for us to get started until we figured out our own mic setup. We borrowed him for a few weeks, and then we were like, we can't keep doing this. He of course said, "Oh, no problem."
So
but we were
kind.
like, we got to get our own. We can't keep doing this to you, man. So we finally got our own mic set up. But that is a good one though, because yeah, I mean, if you're going to continue to borrow something from somebody and you're going to do it multiple times, it's probably time to get your own. Because at that point, you're just, they're not a library. You're not checking out their blow dryer.
What?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something, a tool that you would use constantly that you would need to, get your own. I don't know.
A blow dryer.
That's the first thing that popped in my head. Our blow dryer is broken. I just thought of that. I don't know why. My mind's going different places right now. Anyway, I would say that.
And in the same thing with borrowing,
Yes.
if you borrow something from someone, don't loan it to someone else.
That's happened?
Yeah.
It's absolutely a
My
thing.
brother told me a story actually just recently where that happened to him.
Really? What happened? What was the story?
He loaned someone a golf club and they loaned it away.
I feel like you tried to make that story a lot longer than it needed to be.
I really wanted it to be this like
you wanted to draw it out as long as possible. But you realized
that was the whole story.
that was like, what do they say? It's like when you're in school, you're trying to stretch out 300-word essay.
I was the queen of just throwing in random words just to meet the requirement for the amount
That's
of
funny.
words.
Yeah,
I'm all about
that's a
that.
good one. I will say, I'm sitting here thinking, who would do something like that? But I actually remember I loaned somebody something years ago.
Yeah, I remember you did.
You know what I'm talking about?
Was it a game?
I did that too. This has happened to me more than once.
Wow.
Okay, no.
Call these people up.
I totally forgot. No, I did do that. I let somebody a game, and then they let somebody else borrow it, and I never got it back because I forgot about that one. But the one I was thinking about was like some kind of audio instrument type thing. It's a thing for like live shows for your guitar. I lent that to somebody, and they lost it.
Who was that? Let's name names.
They lost it. I was like,
just kidding.
It's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Not a big deal.
Nah, it's just stuff.
Just stuff. But it was one of those where it's like, wait, what? You lost the thing that I lent you? So. Although,
see, it's a thing.
I know it is a thing, and it's actually a good one. I have done that in the opposite, where I've not lent it to somebody, but I've borrowed something that has broken while I used it.
Actually, that's happened.
It's not my fault, guys. When I borrow something that is super old,
every time you borrow something from my dad breaks.
is not my fault. I am very grateful that I get to borrow something from him, but every time the thing that I'm borrowing has had some age on it, and then I feel really bad because it breaks when I'm using it, because then it's like, okay, what do you could have bought your own thing, but now you have to buy a new thing for that person you're borrowing it from. So that's the thing that's a bummer. Now he has not made me buy a new. That happened on a saw.
It's just funny because it's happened multiple times.
It's happened multiple times
with his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really feel bad because I'm like, I got to stop asking because things somehow break when they come back.
When he sends it to our house, he says goodbye.
Yes, I know. It's not supposed to happen that way, and it doesn't really all the time, but a lot of the time. But yeah, those are some unspoken rules.
I know, that's so crazy. Like,
yeah.
A lot of them are just etiquette.
Yeah, just be nice. Like, be smart.
But then some are rules that are like, just like the not wearing white after Labor
back
Day.
To the beginning. Look, they're doing a callback.
Saying, like, those are I'm all about the callbacks. Those are random to me. It's like, who came up with those rules? How'd you get people to follow it? But then a lot of these other things are just being considerate.
Just be considerate. Just be nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's about all the time we have today. We were going to do, we've been doing this every week. If you hadn't been watching, I say every week, we didn't do it a couple of the weeks, so maybe it isn't every week. But we've been trying something new. We're going to push that off to the next one because we're out of time today. But we have something we were going to try that we found at the store, food related item. We'll try it next time, or Maybe not. Who knows?
So if you want to know what it is, you got to come back
and let
next
us
week.
know too. Again, please give us some suggestions on if there's anything that you think that we should try if we haven't already tried it.
Doesn't have to be food related.
Yeah, anything at all. As Seen on
Could
TV has
be-
some great stuff.
Yeah, as seen on TV things.
Those products, I'm excited to try some
What
of
was
those.
one of the things we did?
The Vegetti.
Vegetti.
Oh, come on. Making spiral
Yes.
noodles out of a zucchini.
That thing was great.
Check out that one. That's great.
Yeah, I cooked that zucchini up real nice, and it was delicious.
Yeah, we're going to use that one for sure. It has stayed in our drawer, has not gone in the trash. So yes, let us know some suggestions on anything for that, and please let us know if there is something that you'd like to hear us talk about in the future. We are all open to suggestions. We just appreciate you guys being here, watching us on YouTube at Hargests on Deck, and checking us out on podcast form, audio only.
You can see what color hat Brandon's wearing today. If
You already
watch
said
it on-
that the last time.
That's why I said it this time, because I think you're wearing a different color hat this time.
Well, but I think I already wore white. Because
now
again,
you told them. Now they're not going to watch it.
Oh, I mean,
YouTube.
no. Oh, is this?
Rewind.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's not after
Edit
Labor
it
Day.
out.
I just realized we're good. It's before Labor Day, so I can
Oh,
wear the white.
White.
Yep. See. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, please do so. Hit that like button and comment below. It really helps us out. Leave a 5-star rating if you want to, and a review on any podcast service.
And guys, if you want to use a microwave, don't let me stop you. I feel like
I feel like you need to kind
I
of
keep
clarify
thinking
that.
about that. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
She's not going to think any different of you.
No, use that microwave.
use it.
said desperate times. We use it. I use it for myself, for the boys. So
Yes.
you guys do what you want.
Please do what you want there. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate you guys hanging out and listening and spending your time with us. But we'll catch you in the next podcast. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Day, because he's come out in the day.
There you go.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.